Dee, 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 dee. So hopefully we should be back. There we go. Fish room chat. Yep, there we go. Arnold, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? We had to restart it because for some reason we tried doing a stream directly off of YouTube, and it would, even though I set up the microphone to be picked up, didn't pick it up at all. As soon as we jumped into StreamYard, bang, working. So yeah, I think we'll just stick with StreamYard. Seems to be more of a solid way of doing it. So yeah, we're just having a small plan at the moment, Arnold. Having a little fish room chat. You know, if you can have your fish room laid out a certain way, would you have it laid out the way you have it? Or is there anything you would change? Or if you were giving anybody advice, aka moi, when it comes to building his first fish room, is there any tips and advice you would give us? 1 second. Hola, we are live. Yes, and yes. But you've got dinner up here, and I'll see you in live. What do you mean? Don't swear. You are live on YouTube, Dick. Try and explain to him that you're live. Yeah. Hi again, friend. Bear with me 1 moment. I've got to go and let somebody in. So yeah, be right back. Hobbytown is over. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. I left you unruly again. So, yeah, how are we all doing? No point me having the earphones in because I won't be listening to it. Hopefully, you can hear me okay now. So, yeah, we're just doing a bits and bobs and planning and talking fish rooms. So, yeah, it's something different. You can obviously tell that we're not used to doing these lives. Eventually, we will have tanks, not here, but we will have tanks around us. So, Mayhem Miracles, welcome in. How are you doing? So, yeah, welcome in, everybody. So, yeah, we're going to plan what we're doing, ideas, and then I will take those ideas and try and do some kind of sketch with it. If not, I can find, hopefully, a online program, I guess it will be, or software where we can actually design the fish room, and I can actually show it in a short so that you guys can see, you know, the end result of our chat. Shared you out. Thank you very much, Mayhem Miracles. Thank you very much, Marsha. Greatly appreciated. We are very small, but yeah, we are still going to be growing because that is what we're all here for. Empire, welcome in, Jeff. Debs, welcome in. So it's great to see everybody coming by. We do have mods, but yeah, we have Arnold. And let me just go to the phone because I have got it. Actually, no, if I do it that way, it wouldn't work. So hopefully, guys, we can work this out. Hey, Christine, welcome in. Yeah, Christine is a mod. Arnold's a mod. So they're coming in. They're in. We're all good. Listening and driving a blanket. Hello to all. Welcome in, Jeff. Welcome in. So yeah, we're planning on ideally what we can actually kind of go for. So what I was planning in all in time is having either the 160 liter, aka, or the 40 gallon at the back of the room. So when I'm actually in there, you will actually then see the main tank as you walk in. And then potentially I'm thinking left hand side, maybe having like the breeding tanks and going, and you know, from that right hand side would be more of the smaller varieties, so like your nanos, things like all of that kind of bits and bobs. The shrimp, because I've never kept shrimp, and I think it would be cool to do a couple of small nanos where fully planted, but yet we'll have some shrimp in those. So on the shrimp side, what size tank would you say would be best for shrimp? Would you say like a 25 liter? Because I don't know if I can work it out what's the best sizes for each of the tanks, then we can go from that. Go for a 30. Okay, so 30 litre. So let me just write this all down. So for shrimps, we want 30 litre tanks. We'd probably do 2, maybe 3. So 2 / 3. I'm guessing beta tanks as well would probably be the same size as well. So I don't want to be keeping them in their small ones like you see it in the shops. So I was thinking, I do gallons, not sure what litre would be. So for 30 litre would be like a 15 gallon. Yeah. So again, betas again would be 30s. (30 litre or 15 gallon), which would be pretty much the same, similar size to a hex that we was talking about. 3 in a box for you going back. No worries, bro. Thank you. So yeah, we'll be going for that kind of scenario. We'll work out down the line how many of the beta tanks. Yeah, that's big enough, definitely. So yeah, JJ's, how you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate everyone coming in. We've got 10 people in already. Thank you very much, guys and ladies. Greatly appreciated. So obviously in time as well, we will have the 125, which I believe would be a 35 gallon or 36 gallon, something like that, which will become the Blue Acara tank. And then obviously we'll go for the 40 gallon, which is the 160, which will become, now this is a question I've got for you. Would people say that a 40 gallon, aka 160 liters, would be enough for angelfish? $30 gallons, about $8 US. Okay, thanks, Debs. So I'd probably go for a 10 gallon. Hey, Cinders, thought you was asleep. She snuck in there, guys. She snuck in there. So potentially the 40 gallon would be for the angels. These will all be planted tanks as well. Everything will be planted. So again, we'd probably go with say a 25 gallon for plants, just in general, just for plants. But obviously, when we're taking cut-ins, tidying up the other tanks, we can take the cut-ins out and then plant them into the other one. Yeah, no worries, Miracle Mayhem. Thank you very much for stopping by. Take care. Have you won the lottery, Shane? No. I'm planning long-term, Marie. I'm planning long-term. So it won't all happen all in one go. It will happen over time. But in the long run, this will be the predominantly main source of content that you guys will be seeing. So that will be the idea behind this. Obviously, I'll be checking out different places, things like that, that are like, you know, shutting down tanks, giving tanks up, or anything like that, where I'll be able to go and collect. And then most of the tanks, if I get them second hand, I will be cleaning out all of the silicon, depending on how old they are, and basically repairing, revamping, however you wish to pronounce it. So, you know, tubes of silicon stored where we can actually repair the tanks and pretty much just get them back to that strength where they'll be safe. And then obviously in time as well, all the breeding projects will then happen as well. So I know for a fact if I get certain types of shrimp and things like that, that, you know, they do breed, I'll be obviously then be able to offer up for swaps or anything like that as well. Because when it comes to the shrimp, I'll probably be looking at orange / maybe blues, something like that. Go for orange. If I start off with, like, say, orange and blues, because, like, for yourself, I know you've got tons of yellows. So if I go for like the orange and blues, then obviously if they breed, then there's a way there that we can get yellows, because we can just trade out some orange or some blues for them as well. Andrew is struggling to source orange. Wow. Well, I know a place near where we will be that have orange. Now, I don't know whether to trust Fleabay, but I know for a fact you can get quite a few oranges off of there at the moment. Yep, welcome in, Andrew. So, yeah, I know a few places that will be going. Yep, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. But, yeah, there's a couple of places we'll be going to. My LFS has tons of orange shrimp. Yeah, there are plenty out there. You've got to source them. But I know potentially one of the stores that I want to go to when I'm away on holiday, they have orange there, according to their website. So it'd be interesting to see whether they actually have any orange when we get there. Same as they're saying, they have blues and they also have reds. There's a place on eBay based in Devon, which I might drive to. Yes, that was one of the ones that I was looking at, Marie. That was definitely one of the places that I was looking at. I wasn't sure how they would ship, but as you're down that way, it would make sense to go and check them out, because there seems to be quite a few of them down that way that have quite a few of the oranges, the blues, the reds. So definitely, I think they sent me pics, but they weren't as bright as my Sunkist. Yes, some of the pics, but that's the thing though, with anything. Hi Lily, welcome in. Don't go shy just because I've said hello as well. Ha 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 ha. Maidenhead in Taunton have all colours. That's good to know. That is good to know. So hopefully, if they've got more all colours, then I'm hoping the Maidenhead that I'll be going to. I need that cup of coffee. Everybody needs a cup of coffee. Definitely agree on that one. Everybody needs a cup of coffee. And crystals? What do you mean by crystals? What, crystal shrimp? I haven't seen those before. Somebody mentioned coffee. Yes, I did. So, yeah, hopefully I'll have to look into them and see what they're like. As I say, ideally, I want to start off only with like two tanks for shrimp. Cardinia, £12 each. What, £12 each on the shrimp? That's quite a. It's not a bad price, but it's quite a chunk, considering you're getting only quite a small shrimp. That's a good price, but obviously they are more of a rarer one. In tap water. Bloody hell. So you don't have to worry about. See, that's the thing with shrimps. They're all normal water parameters, aren't they? Or do you need them to be in salt tank? Because yeah, as I say, I've never kept shrimp, so it will always be good to have a chat about what you actually need for a shrimp. Obviously, I have to do plenty of research on that front. So yeah, I'll have to obviously get a either a 3-stage dechlorinator. I think it's frowned upon not to use RO water. Okay. Cocktail sauce comes in mind. I want to talk about all this shrimp. As they would say in Australia, all this talk of shrimp, you need to get the Barbie out. But yeah, let's yep, indeed, Stream Elements. Indeed. So yeah, hopefully we can as I say, this is just an idea. And now when it comes to obviously doing the said tanks and the room in general, looking on doing research on different buying sites, Amazon, obviously here over on the on YouTube, I say a lot of people are using either metal racking, which obviously I can understand is gonna be quite strong, you know, to be able to actually hold them. Efficiently shameless, nothing wrong with it. So I was thinking, would I go with the metal frames that you can pick up, because you can pick up a 2-rack, quite reasonably priced, or more along the lines of the what's it called? Either 2B3 or 2B4 CFL, like actual thick, heavy duty timber. Building them myself, because obviously if I build them myself, then I can make sure I give myself enough height in between each one, so that if I need to get in there with a net, I haven't got anything to worry about. You know, I can just go straight down, coax them into a corner to get them out, to move them, or once the babies hatch, take them out, move them over. MD did breeze blocks and planks. Oh, so is that already done on his one? It's just breeze blocks stacked and then planks in between them. Are you going to make a fish rack design? Yes. That's what I'm planning on doing, yeah. So I'm planning on either going 2-inch by 4-inch, and then obviously on each end I would put in a cut, so that obviously when you have one, which would be like, say, the back post there, have a notch cut out so that this one would slot kind of into it. So then when it's screwed on, locks it solid. So yeah, I was planning on doing something like that, because in that way, no matter what size I have, I can always make something to fit. Where obviously, if I'm going to go and buy the rack, you could find out you can only get 2 racks, but then you've got that awkward gapping in between. Obviously, all tanks have still got to be accessible from behind, for all the pipe work, air pumps. You know, if anything needs to be changed, I've got to bring it forward enough that I can still get my hand down there to do any work that needs to be carried out. And then obviously the power supply would be separate away, probably tucked up, because I'd rather have the power supply upwards than have it down in case of any power outage where it causes backflow or anything like that. That way we get a good the drip link. So, you know, have the cable would come up, probably put a little tack in the cable, bend it round, and then come up. I've screwed my rack system to the wall. If it's inside, then yeah, I can understand that, Arnold, because you've got the brick that you can fix it to. I was thinking maybe putting in, depending on what we get in time, but I've seen now where I've done greenhouse growing for like fruit and vegetables, I know you can get the wire traces that come down that you can put in like a floating shelf. So I was wondering whether if I screw one of those in, put a hook on it, and then have that coming across attached to the rack, so that, you know, there's no way that rack can lean forward, because it's going to be held there as a safeguard. So always, whenever I build anything, it's always over engineered to the highest level that I can think of. Obviously, we have to make sure, you know, first point of call is always make sure your floor's level and solid. That is something you definitely have to be careful of. Like a strap to prevent spillover. Exactly. Yes. Exactly that. So yeah, that's something that I would think about doing. And then obviously I'd probably do a couple of them floating shelves as well, just for all the food, you know, all of that kind of scenario as well. And then now, how would people think, or not even think, how would people feel about seeing old pallet wood being used as like a bottom cover for it? So like you've got like your bottom tank, right? Say you've got external filters under the tanks, boxing it off, but using old pallet wood. Obviously, denail, sand them down, and then either varnish it, or one thing that I was potentially thinking that I wanted to try out at some point was the blowtorched effect. So you literally just quickly go over it with a frame throw, like a hand blowtorch, and you just get that. Yeah, scorch it. Yep. That's what I was kind of thinking, was kind of giving it that scorched effect. And then once that's done, then putting on a clear varnish. So you've got that scorched wood look, but it's also sealed. Pallet wood for anything will get you views. Good to know, Jeff. Yeah, helps with the waterproofing as well to scorch it. But yeah, that's kind of the idea I had, was to do a scorched pallet wood design. And then obviously I can also do it where I have one length in between the racks as well. So I could have a strip across, which would then, so you've got your post, you've got like, say, your shelf for your next racking. You'd have it like that. So you've still got a little bit underhang and you've got a bit overhang as well. So when it comes to the tanks look like they're actually sat inside from a distance. Stubbsy, welcome in, Chris. So yeah, that would be the idea of going down the line of using like the scorched pallet wood with a clear varnish, and then overlap them in sections, just so it kind of gives it that more box design. Yeah, pretty much like a fascia board. Yep. But then where you've got the bottom, middle, and then at the top, it just ties it in a lot and makes it look a little bit. Yeah, fake out the openings. Exactly. So it looks like it has openings, but it doesn't. Might make access tricky. That's where it comes to making sure I've got enough height. So say you've got top of your tank, pallet board is say usually I'd say probably 7-8 inches, if that, maybe even 5. So if say it's 5, you're only actually overhanging on the top by 2.5 inch, because the other 2.5 inches above. I would look out for a complete racking system online. I'll always keep an eye out, but it's always be nice to actually do it, or maybe make it so it's semi-removable in the event that you need the extra room. Yeah, there is always that anyway, because obviously they're not going to be glued to the racking. They'll be screwed. There'll just be probably 3, maybe 4 small timber screws in there because it's only for looks. So yeah, that's the kind of the idea behind that. I just think that style of wood would look quite nice. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, it's got to look nice. You know, end of the day, it's got to be functional, what mainly, but it's also got to be, you know, looks do come in important. You know, I'd rather, yeah, because if I'm going to be going in there doing our lives, videos, reviews, you know, all of that kind of stuff, then we're going to want it to look nice, right? And you guys want to see it looking nice. Yes, aesthetically pleasing. Yep, exactly. You know, especially when it comes to taking pictures for like your thumbnails, things like that as well. It looks better. And then obviously working out the lighting scenario as well. Fingers crossed. Oh my days, excuse me. I keep yawning like a trooper today. I slept well, as absolutely fine last night. I don't know why I keep yawning today. Unless it's because we're on day 4 of less sugar, trying to cut down. So that's probably what it is. Body starting to get hit with the lack of sugar. So yeah, that's probably what the scenario is. But yeah, that's definitely an idea I'm thinking, because I'm sure we can. I'd be so grumpy. What, without sugar? I'm surprising I'm not. Kind of, Chris. Yeah, kinda. I'm just trying to see where it was the sugar that's kind of, you know, where I don't get too tired at night time. Sugar is good to get rid of sometimes. I die without coffee though. Yep. That's what I mean. I'm just trying this one out where apparently if you leave it 21 days or something like that with reduced amount of sugar, you start to feel the benefits. So yeah, give it a go. Obviously, there's still sugar in snacks and other things that I eat anyway and drink. So, you know, on that front, I'm not cutting it out completely. Excuse me. But just cutting down. You know, especially when, you know, I'm drinking sometimes 8-9 cups of coffee. You know, you work out the amount of sugar you actually have in a day just from the coffee. It's like, wow. But yeah, it does make you feel, yep, lighten the sugar load. Exactly. Especially with the sugar tax that's, you know, going on at the moment, whether you don't know it or whether you do know it. But yeah, companies are always putting prices up on sugary gas. So, are you going to breed these fish? Yes. Short answer, yes. I'll be breeding the blue acaras, breeding some shrimp. Stubbsy will be glad to know I will be getting some barbs and potentially doing some breeding of barbs. I would love to do some better breeding as well. Because I know for a fact, you know, now I know that stores will do credit. Because I know our Maidenhead Aquatics here, when you reach out to them and say, oh, I've got so and such for, you know, that I need to get my numbers down, like in the past, they've been like, we'll take them, but we won't give you nothing for them. And I'm like, well, you're not going to get them then. So if you want to give me some store credit, you know, that's fine. If I need to come and get some food or something like that, perfect. But I'm not going to be one that's just going to be like, oh yeah, I need to unload them. Let's just go and dump them off here so you can sell them. No, 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 no. Yeah, I know exactly. But I'm hoping some of the other stores might turn around and say, yeah, well, you know, if you've got a surplus supply of something, we can give you some store credit. So in that way, you know, we all grow. I help them. Goes with the hobby. You know, if we see something, we're like, oh, well, we've got X size tank, nothing in it now. Then you can go to the store and go, right, what have I got in credit? And they'll be like, you've got X amount. And then you go, right, okay, well, can you show me what breeding pairs you've got in that range? And then you can go in and be like, okay, well, you've got this pair, this pair, this pair, 2 pairs of them, you know? So you can actually go there and be like, okay, so, well, that's a potential new project. That's a new potential project. And you can, before you know it, you'll be like, they look amazing. Let's give them a go. They gave me 6 WCMM and 3 shrimp. What's WCMM? I got a 30 pound credit for a bag of frog bit. Really? I have an idea. I'll talk to you later about it. No worries, Christine. No worries at all. Oh, white cloud minnows. See, that's the other thing I want to get into doing the plants as well. Not so much for the stores, but if there's anybody local that's, you know, looking for some, just having a couple of small tanks that'll just be half filled, you know, with the lights on it, full spectrum lights, you know, having the water flow in quite high as well. So you get that waterfall flush, so to speak. So it always keeps the water moving over the plants. Kind of like, you know, for those in the UK, when you go to Maidenhead, for that example, and you see how their plant section is, where they've got the tap for the return quite high in their tanks, but the tanks are only filled halfway, maybe 3/4, and you just get that more of a a turbulence flow to get that, then goes through to the back through the whole tank and then drains out, I believe, out at the bottom. Dun, 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 dun. Have a great stream heading out to the lake. Oh, JJ, enjoy the lake. Enjoy that pontooning and stay safe. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. See, frogbit's one of the plants I wanted to actually look up. So thank you for that. That's another thing. I want to start looking at what plants to do. Run the fish room on air. That would be my idea. The idea I want to try and do as well, Arnold, is I want to have some kind of like an air bar, because I've seen them done, where obviously you've got, oh well, frogbit. Well, you've got plenty of it, have you, Pure? That'd be great if you have. Got to go. So much going on. Peace, Shane. Thank you very much for stopping by, iFrame. Have a great day. And you say, I'm sure you've got plenty going on. I have to keep an eye out whether you've got a camping trip coming up soon. Always keep an eye out for the notifications. Same as I do for any channel that I'm sub to. I've also got notifications. Not snail free though. It's fine, because there's always ways where you can make it snail free. You know, making sure you rinse it properly. I have got a 25 kilo sack of aqua salt as well, so I could always give them just a dip if I really don't want them snails in there. But if not, say if it's going in a shrimp tank, it's not a problem, because the shrimp would just eat them. It would just be free food for the shrimp. So yeah, I was thinking under the plant section, obviously, frogbit, have a tank, small. Question. Would you guys say you could do just in a way, I guess you could call it like like the Terrariums. I just butchered that name. But you know, the ones where obviously you've got the water up to a certain height. So you could have timber, like driftwood, coming out in different areas and just gluing on different sizes of Anubis and different types of Anubis, and just having them put on different pieces of wood. So because the idea is, when it comes to actually doing a new build, I want to be able just to walk over to a section and be like, right, okay, I want to use that piece of wood that's already got established Anubis growing on it, and then take that out and then go and put that into the new tank, into the new aquascape, so that no matter what tanks I do, I've already got plants there ready to rock and roll. Save money. Always got to save money whenever you can in this day and age. You know, breeding your own, growing your own plants, or reclaiming timber. It all comes into it. So yeah, that's an idea. That obviously Anubis is always on the list, because it's one of my favorite plants. Not going to lie, it is one of my most favorite plants, especially in the aqua business. Java fern, Not too bad. I'm on the lookout for plants for my discus tank. Okay, but Arnold, I will keep my eye out. You have to let me know what ones you're looking for. I'll keep an eye out. Obviously, I'll do some flamingo. Some flamingo crip. Amazon swords would be another one I would use. I would use Java Fern, but I just have an absolute ball ache with it. Even though they say Java Fern, one of the most easiest plants to keep. Hands up if you've used it and you have issues with it. Because I know for a fact of at least 4 channels where they've turned around and said, considering how easy it's supposed to be, they always have an issue with Java Fern growing. Even though it's supposed to be one of the most easiest ones. Yeah. Yep. All brown, none taken off. You know, I don't know whether it's because of the lighting I'm using. I can keep it green. Don't get me wrong, I can keep it green. Sometimes you get the odd 1 or 2 brown spot on it, but that's just a case of add a bit more fert to it, and it seems to that leaf will wilt back, but then the rest of it will be still green. But I just can't get mine to actually get larger. Obviously, a couple of pieces they fell off and they just got left on the substrate, and they haven't moved even with the current. So I'm thinking I might take them out, give them a little dib dab, and then stick them onto the caves or onto the back of the skulls or something like that you've seen. Just to, because some people are saying Java Fern is better if you glue them instead of having them pushed into the substrate. Kind of like the Anubis, but I thought, to be honest, they were a root one, so predominantly most of mine are in the substrate, so that could be partly my issue. I didn't see Java Fern as a rhizome. I saw it as a rooted plant. Obviously, yeah, that's the word I was thinking of. So they should be glued, right? They should be glued to the caves and rocks and driftwood. Yeah. Well, that might be something for tomorrow. Obviously, I've got to do, in my mind, I've got to do part 2 and part 3 of the Haiger HG019 heater review. I have started it. You haven't seen it, but there's, yeah, underneath this piece of wood, this piece of paper that I'm using now to jot notes on, there's a whole page worth of information which will be going into part 2 of the video section. So yeah, it's going to be quite a in-depth video, not just going on the ones that we have as well, but the whole range as a whole of that model. Because yeah, why not go full hog? And obviously that will be going over on the main channel first, but I'll also be uploading it onto this channel for those that aren't subscribed over onto Hearts Koi, but they want to be on here. I'll be doing it that way, so you guys won't miss out on that review. And also it's good for them as well, because then they get double the reviews off of one product. So they're happy with it. I've emailed them, asked them, and they're like, yes, as long as the review is put out on the main channel first, they've got no issues at all with it. So you actually brought your Java phone on wood. That's... Oh, I didn't realize Hearts Koi was you. Yes, Hearts Koi is me. Yep. Yep. So when you see Hearts Koi coming in and commenting on your post, that's me. Oh, you got it from Pets at Home. Interesting. Gotcha. Yeah, it's me. That's the outdoor koi ponds. Wondered how you knew I was at work. Yep. That will do it. Yep. You can buy Effie plants on Bogwood online. Well, that's good to know you can do it. As I say, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, one piece at the back. I've got probably 4 or 5 clumps of Java phone in the 125 that obviously have just been growing just in the tank. You know, that it was save yourself some money, buy the mother plants. Yeah, that's what I want to try and do. Because the Java phone that I've got, it did get to, you know, a good chunky size. It was literally like this. But then when I started putting in that substrate, that Tetra Complete, obviously it just split itself. So I ended up with like 5 or 6 pieces. So what I'm thinking is, you know, a couple of them that are still happy just to literally sit on the deck, not be attached to the substrate, but just literally sit there under the weight of the plant. I'll leave and just trial and error that, because that was working for nearly 2 years. That was growing in the corner, getting quite bushy. So yeah, I'll leave that section to regrow. But then the other smaller pieces that come off, I will glue to caves and things like that tomorrow. So I'll probably do it actually. A couple of the skulls, because you know I've got the ornament where it's got the 3 skulls. So you've got one skull here, another one's up here, kind of twisted, and then you got the one at the top. I might glue them to like the joining, so each section has its own little one. So hopefully when it grows, it will look like kind of like the scene from King Kong. You know, when they come up to Skull Island, and you kind of see them having to pull back the jungle growth, and then you see the skull from the rock. That's kind of the idea I could go with the Java phone. I think that would look pretty cool. And I have got some spare bogwood in there as well, so I could always remove that little piece, glue a couple of bits onto that, and then move that as well. But yeah, I don't know quite a lot how long we should go on with this chat, because, you know, I know some of you are still at work and others are planning for other adventures tonight. Arnold, it is tonight. You're live in it. What time is it? I'll let you have a little I will allow you to have a little promo. type in chat on what's being, if you're live tonight. Let people know. You are getting close to that 700. I don't care that I haven't reached 100 yet. If we can get Arnold up to 700, guys, come on. We know we can do it. If you're not already subscribed to Arnold there over at King's Aquarium and Amp World, please go over, smash that follow, ring the notification bell, pop onto a short. Just let him know you're there for support. You know, it's always good to, you know, just going on, subscribing's always appreciated. But sometimes within the YouTube algorithm, you got to go onto a short. You got to put a comment somewhere for the algorithm just not to be like, oh, that's a spam subscriber. So best way to do it, just go on to the last short, comment, like it, let him know you're there for support, and then that way the algorithm will keep your subscription there. Which is why you see, if I come in and your sub goes up and then you get a comment from myself, that's why. That's why I always do. I always make sure that, you know, it's known that it's done. You know? And then from there, then I start watching more of your content. I'll be popping up everywhere. If you know, eventually I want to be able to, you know, when I'm not doing things, just pop over, just give people support. End of the day, guys, it's all free. We're all here to have fun, to meet new people that all enjoy the same hobbies as what we do. So, well, you know, as I say, it's completely free. So we do what we have to do. But yeah, if there's no other questions, guys, we will wrap it up. And Arnold's will be over there, UK time of 8:30 this evening, over there with Jeff. Personally, I haven't had my link, so I don't know if I myself am needed. But if not, I will still be there for moral support, as always. And yeah. So if there's no more info, we shall wrap it up. I'll get a link for you, mate. No worries. I'll be there, happy to join in. See what antics are going on this evening. So yeah, hopefully I might try and see if I can work out my idea as well. Because you've probably seen, guys, there's a blank TV behind me. I need to find an old, empty USB stick, or at least an SD card reader that has a USB on it. Because what I want to try and do is actually make a screen, just a standard solid screen, logo, you know, just have it up there. So when the cam's higher a bit, you know, and we're just chatting, it'll be just there. This was very informative. So glad to hear your plans for the future. Thank you very much, Christine. As I say, I will speak with everybody at some point soon. But yeah, until then, guys, take care. I would say my usual one, but that's for the other channel. So I still need to work on a new spin for this one. But yeah, I'll catch you all soon. Hopefully, keep your eye out. Might go live again later in the week. If not, then we'll see you over the weekend over on the other channel. Because obviously we do 2 lives on a Sunday over there. So yeah, see you all later. Take care, everyone.